Welcome to Step 2 Maths. In this section also, we are going to solve the problems related to application of quadratic equation. The question: Suyar scored 10 marks more in second test than first one. 5 times the score of the second test is same as the square of the score in the first test. Find the score in the first test. The question: Suyush attended 2 tests, and the first condition is in the second test he scored more marks than first one. Okay. The question is find the score in the first test. So let Suyush score in first test be X. We take the mark in the first test as X. In the first condition, the mark of the second test is 10 marks. He scored 10 marks more. So according to that, we can write the score in the second test X plus 10. Okay. 5 times score of the second test is 5 times score of the second test. The score in the second test is X plus 10. It's 5 times means 5 into X plus 10. It is same as the square of the mark in the second test. Mark in the first test is X. Its square is X square. Okay. We take score in the first test be X, and the first condition is given. He scored 10 marks more in the second test. So the score in the second test is X plus 10. Okay. The next condition, the given condition is 5 times the score in the second test is same as the square of the score in the first test. That we indicate using this equation. 5 times score in the second test is equal to square of the score in the first test. So find the score in the first test. Okay, expand this form. 5 into X plus 10. We can write it as 5X plus 50 equal to X square. Rewrite this as the standard form of a quadratic equation. X square minus 5X minus 50 is equal to 0. X square minus 5X minus 50 is equal to 0. That means we form a quadratic equation corresponding to the given conditions. When we solve this quadratic equation, we get the value of X. That is the answer. How we can solve? We can either use formula or use factorization method. X square minus 5X minus 50 is equal to 0. The two numbers whose product is minus 50 and whose sum is minus 5. X minus 10 into X plus 5 equal to 0. Its product is minus 50 and minus 10 plus 5, its sum is minus 5. We write this quadratic equation in the form of product of two terms. What is next step? Equate each term equal to 0. So we can write it as x minus 10 equal to 0 and x plus 5 equal to 0. X minus 10 equal to 0, that indicates x is equal to 10, and x plus 5 is equal to 0, that is x is equal to minus 5. We take x as the score in the first test. In here the mark cannot be negative, so we take positive value only. X is equal to 10. To use score in the first test is 10. According to the given conditions, we form the quadratic equation, and here we use the factorization method, or we can use the formula also. In any way, we find out the value of x, and here take the positive value of x. That is our answer. Our next question. Mr. Kasam runs a small business of making earthen pots. He makes certain number of pots in daily basis. Production cost of each pot is rupees 40 more than 10 times total number of pots he makes in one day. If production cost of all pots per day is rupees 600, find production cost of one pot and number of pots he makes per day. That is our question. We have to find out the production cost of one pot and number of pots he makes in one day. Okay. The condition is given. Production cost of each pot is rupees 40 more than 10 times total number of pots he makes in one day. Let number of pots he makes in one day. He runs his business per day. So number of pots he makes in one day be x. And first condition is given. Production cost of each pot is rupees 40 more than 10 times total number of pots he makes in one day. One day he makes x number of pots. Then how we can represent the first condition? Rupees 40 more than 10 times the number of pots he makes per day. That is the production cost. Production cost of one pot. Production cost of one pot is rupees 40 more than 10 times he makes the number of pots. That we represent as 40 plus 10x, or we can rearrange it as 10x plus 40. The another given value is the production cost of all pots per day. He makes x number of pots in one day, and its production cost is rupees 600. The production cost of one pot is 10x plus 40. The next The another given value is production cost of all pots. Production cost of all pots he makes in one day equal to rupees 600. So, in one day he makes X pots and production cost of one pot is 10x plus 40. So, we can represent that condition as X number of pots and production cost of each pot is 10x plus 40. The production cost of all pots. That means the production number of X number of pots in one day is rupees 600. The given conditions are represented in the form of an equation. If we rearrange this equation, it's become 10x square plus 40x equal to 600, or 10x square plus 40x minus 600 equal to 0. Now we get an quadratic equation according to the given conditions. When we solve this type of problems, we focus to form the quadratic equation. The quadratic equation is right, then we finish half part of our problem. Here we form the quadratic equation 10x square plus 40x minus 600 is equal to 0. We can simplify this equation again. If the equation is divided by 10, then this equation becomes 10x square plus 4x minus 60 is equal to 0. Here we divide this equation throughout by 10. Then the value of equation cannot be changed. Actually, this equation's left side and right side divided by 10. 0 divided by 10 is 0. So we can write this equation in simplified form as x square plus 4x minus 60 is equal to 0. We get the quadratic equation. We can solve this equation either using formula or factorization method. We can rewrite this equation as x square plus 10x minus 6x minus 60 is equal to 0. That is, the term 4x is written as 10x minus 6x. 10x minus 6x is 4x. Now consider these two terms, x square plus 10x. We can take x as common, then the terms become x plus 10 minus, consider these two terms together and take 6 as common, minus 6, then the remaining part is x plus 10 equal to 0. x into x plus 10 minus 6 into x plus 10. Then consider these two terms. Here x plus 10 is common, so we can write it as x plus 10 into, here the remaining is x and here minus x. X plus 10 into x minus 6 is equal to 0. X square plus 4x minus 60 is equal to 0 is written in terms of product of two terms as x plus 10 into x minus 6 is equal to 0. Now equate each term to 0. X plus 10 is equal to 0 implies x is equal to minus 10, and x minus 6 equal to 0 implies x is equal to 6. We get the values of x. X is equal to minus 10 and x is equal to 6. We take x as number of pots. Number of pots cannot be negative. So, we take the positive value of x. X is equal to 6. The number of pots he makes in one day is 6. And in question, one part also we have to find out, that is the production cost of one pot. Production cost of one pot is 10x plus 40. Here we get the value of x 6. So, using this relation we can find out the production cost also. 10 into 6 plus 40, that is equal to 10 into 6, 60, 60 plus 40 is equal to 100. The number of pots he makes in one day is 6 and production cost of one pot is rupees 100. According to given condition, we form the quadratic equation, and after solving that quadratic equation we get two values. Here we take the positive value only, and that is number of pots he makes, that is 6 pots he makes in one day, and production cost of one pot is rupees 100.